world devastated by radiation, urban centers reduced to rubble, too irradiated to inhabit and scavenge, or inhabited by mutants hostile to human life. Men changed by radiation or engineered viruses, turned into monsters. Their flesh rotting, immune to the radiation around them, but their minds gone. Underneath them, hundreds of men and women reside in vaults, some at the mercy of cruel testing. Men on the surface form their nations from the ashes of their grandfathers, their ancestors watching their sons prepare to make the same mistake that caused the greatest empire to collapse. The sons fight over the scraps, disagreeing with their brothers on how to best utilize it to rebuild the wasteland. The only lesson learned from the fall of their forefathers is that war never changes. This is Fallout. Real Fallout. Not the skin corpse worn by delusional secondary fans and activists. Not the poorly written, mindless slop made for the lowest common denominator. The old games in New Vegas are objectively the best games in the series. At the very least, story-wise. I will say right now that I have not played Fallout 1 and 2 all the way through, predominantly because I find the gameplay extremely annoying. I know the general story beats, but otherwise have not spoiled the games for myself. I know this makes me a secondary fan of the first two games, in a way, but I can say I've at least played them for a few hours. I even played some of Tactics just to see what the game was like. It may sound kind of hypocritical saying this, but I can at the very least say that I have played these games, which is more that can be said than the LARPers and fake fans who've never even touched them. That said, Fallout was and is supposed to be a serious game series, not a glorified adventure through a theme park. Anyone who is seriously making the argument that Fallout was never serious is not only objectively fucking wrong, but I'd argue outright malicious. Most of these people do not even play video games, let alone the ones they defend. A deadpan Fallout game wouldn't be Fallout. It's a delusional take that's meant to undermine the entire series, that disregards the art, the story, and the atmosphere. There's no other way to say it. It's literal misinformation used to defend shit writing and bad actors. Just to really emphasize this, let me play the Fallout 1 intro, just to show what players first saw in Fallout. Excluding the music because I can't play it, the song may be by the Inkspot.
Button manners here. 3 cans of Hormel chili and refried beans. Oh, fucking ripped in a bunch of Ucarachi farts on my fucking Twinkies that I'm about to eat. Oh. Damn, the guts were big. Well, for my dessert, I'm gonna smash all 20 of these fucking Twinkies that I just ripped big ass Machi farts on. Ha ha ha. 1 fucking Twinkies. I'll go in this fucking guts a little more smash with my big ass scratchy farts. Fucking sloppy mayonnaise on all 20 of these motherfuckers that are going in my gut. Oh. 1 box of Twinkies. 2 boxes of Twinkies. Oh.
Maybe, maybe, maybe.
War never changes. The Romans waged war to gather slaves and wealth. Spain built an empire from its lust for gold and territory. Hitler shaped a battered Germany into an economic superpower. But war never changes. In the 21st century, war was still waged over the resources that could be acquired. Only this time, the spoils of war were also its weapons: petroleum and uranium. For these resources, China would invade Alaska, the US would annex Canada, and the European Commonwealth would dissolve into quarreling, bickering nation-states bent on controlling the last remaining resources on Earth. In 2077, the storm of World War had come again. In 2 brief hours, most of the planet was reduced to cinders. And from the ashes of nuclear devastation, a new civilization would struggle to arise. A few were able to reach the relative safety of the large underground vaults. Your family was part of that group that entered Vault 13. Imprisoned safely behind the large vault door, under a mountain of stone, a generation has lived without knowledge of the outside world. Life in the vault is about to change.
Ah, you're here. Good. We've got a problem. A big one. The controller chip for our water purification system has given up the ghost. Can't make another one, and the process is too complicated for a workaround system. Simply put, we're running out of drinking water. No water, no vault. This is crucial to our survival. And frankly, I think you're the only hope we have. You need to go find us another controller chip. We estimate we have 4 to 5 months before the vault runs out of water. We need that chip. We marked your map with the location of another vault. Not a bad place to start, I think. Look, just be safe, okay?
As you can see, clearly there is no fucking laugh to be had. There is no joke. You watch an American soldier execute a restrained Canadian, and the footage is used as propaganda. Even the character you play as is canonically just unlucky. You weren't picked because you're smart or the strongest. You drew the shortest straw. I've even seen people try and say the song in the intro makes it non-serious, which is a bad faith argument that's made because these dumbasses can't compare shit properly. Which explains a lot, since these are the same people who say that comparison is a thief of joy. It's a juxtaposition, a song that's out of place for the setting. It's like hearing a lullaby in a horror game. It's something that makes the atmosphere even more fucked up. A slow, peaceful song that's a ghost of the past playing in a ruined building of a destroyed city. This is the first fucking thing you see in the series. Anyone who says the series was never serious is a liar. No way to deflect it. These people can LARP as fans all they want. They can play their dogshit Bethesda slop all they want, but they're coping. It's to the point where I'm convinced anyone unironically shilling for Bethesda games and the show is on someone's payroll. You can't convince me otherwise, because when you point out the glaring flaws, canonical inconsistencies, and objectively bad writing, they don't have actual arguments. They have bad faith bullshit and cope. Now compare it to the intro of Fallout 4. It's too long for this video, but clearly you can see that these two have completely different atmospheres. Just the ambience in the games alone shows how fucking wrong these LARPers are. Here's a track from Fallout 1. Now Fallout 4. I'm not even going to talk about the Easter eggs, as the name alone is self-explanatory. These are rare moments, not a constant thing. I genuinely cannot fucking tolerate the stupid shit these people say. Resorting to calling people New Vegas elitists is their only option because actually forming a cohesive argument isn't possible. Their entire opinion is based solely on emotions, and from what I can tell, political agendas. They see the chuds getting mad about the new shit, so are obligated to contradict them whenever possible. These people are defined by their opposition to that of which the chud likes. Just as a comparison, you never see this same belief of a game not being serious because of the humorous moments or Easter Easter eggs. Lisa the Painful is objectively a serious game. No one who's played this game is going to argue that it isn't. There's no way you can genuinely believe that this game is a comedy. Sure, it has funny moments, but those moments are there to relieve the fucked up shit that is happening in this game. They do not undermine the tone of the game, and serve the sole purpose of comedic relief. Yet with Fallout, which is in the same fucking situation as Lisa, has the drooling retards write the entire series off as non-serious because of Easter eggs and the rare funny moment. I know someone will bring it up, and I want to dismiss it. Just because Bethesda sold more copies of Fallout 3 doesn't mean anything. Saying that ignores the fact that the time between Fallout 2 and 3 saw an exponential growth in video game players. Arguing that Bethesda is the cause of Fallout's success is like arguing an abortion clinic saw the most success when moving to a colored neighborhood. Even Fallout New Vegas, a game I genuinely like, can no longer be enjoyed because of secondary fans, people who've never touched the game, and at best watch videos about it, who've never seen any of the nuance of the story. NCR are like good guys, House and Caesar are like evil fascists. They literally cannot understand the game past surface level shit, and so the nuance is lost on them. I cannot fucking stand the fact that I can't enjoy this game anymore because for whatever reason it is now TruneCore. Even when I bought the DLC on sale, someone not even 5 minutes later had commented, "Congratulations on your transition," all because these filthy fucking grifters like this game. With that said though, this game is the peak of the story in Fallout, and probably won't ever have its story continued in genuine or good faith. Seeing the teasers for the Fallout show Season 2, I can already tell that it's about to shit on New Vegas in every way it possibly can. Even the dumb fucking excuse the writers gave as to why the Legion still exists shows that they did not fucking care. Oh, the Legion still exists because everyone thinks they won. I'm probably not going to watch the new episodes. They've already shown me that they can't keep the lore consistent or keep the tone of the series. They can't make their characters worth caring about. This show has absolutely no respect for the viewer or their intelligence, and especially no respect for the fans of the series. Numerous fucking retcons, even to the point where Bethesda is retconning themselves, such as ghouls needing food and water to not needing food and water to suddenly needing food and water and a new drug to prevent themselves from becoming feral. Shit fucking characters that are written to be jokes, not to develop to be stupid jokes. Continuity errors. I don't want to extend this video too long. There's already videos that go into detail on what's wrong with the show, and I recommend watching those over this to see that. My predominant complaint is that the show does not allow the viewer to think. There's no moment that the viewer can just sit and think about what they just saw. Any moment that should have been used for this is instead used for dumb fucking jokes that are often out of place. All the thinking is already done for the viewer. The show already has the conclusion it wants the viewer to come to, which is dog shit writing. The Fallout games up to New Vegas allow the player to have conversations and debates over the story and characters. Several times I've had entire debates over which faction is the best for the Mojave, because the game is just that fucking good at creating compelling factions and characters. The games rarely, if ever, come to a conclusion for you, and it was mostly up to the player to decide. The show has none of this. It does the thinking for you. The show has no room for discussion, no room for any further thinking. The big corporations are like evil for no reason, and the socialists are like good guys for no reason. Of course, you know the kind of people this story is for, and it's the exact kind of people these corporations exploit. I was talking to a normal fag friend about this show, and I came to the conclusion of who exactly this show is for. Essentially, my friend said the show is good, and of course I pointed out the flaws of it. And of course, he never even touched a Fallout game before watching it. This show is made for normal fags, and only normal fags. Lowest common denominator, room temperature IQ mouth breathers that need to be spoon-fed a story. This show was not made for fans. This show is wearing the skin of Fallout to exploit useful idiots, push propaganda, and to drain money out of retards. I don't want to make this video too long. Obviously, I hate what they did to Fallout. Bethesda has shit games, shit writing, and are RPGs in name only. The Fallout show is objectively bad, and you should feel bad for liking it. Fuck Bethesda.
You're getting triggered by pronouns? Wow. And body type A and body type B, you're getting triggered by that? Seriously? Ridiculous. Starfield, it's space, it's the future. There's going to be minorities. Minorities have always existed. They've always existed in Fallout. But of course, you bigots don't get it. There'll totally be trans people in the wasteland. You guys just don't have any media literacy.